Imagine you're on a colossal cruise ship, the most luxurious and secure vessel you've ever seen. Everyone appears happy and relaxed. But there's one small detail most people prefer to ignore. Our course is heading straight toward an iceberg. It's the perfect replay of the Titanic story. Danger is imminent, yet most passengers pretend everything is fine. That's exactly what's happening with hyperinflation. We're moving toward a point where money may lose value at frightening speeds, and those who aren't prepared risk going down with the ship. But here's the good news. We're not obliged to sit around waiting for impact. While most people only realise the danger when it's too late, there are at least 6 immediate practical steps you can start taking today to protect yourself from a devastating hyperinflation scenario. Pay close attention to each move, because each one could literally mean the difference between financial survival and total collapse. And believe me when I tell you that step number 5 is the one that will most save you and your family from this coming hyperinflation. Step 1. Watch for the warning signs and act early. The first and most underestimated weapon against hyperinflation is awareness. Many people blindly rely on official reassurances, waiting for the TV news to announce disaster before reacting. That's why we tend to behave like those Titanic passengers who danced and sipped champagne, even though the iceberg had already been spotted. The truth is that when the alarm becomes obvious, prices may already be spiraling out of control. If you notice a continuous rise in prices well above normal levels, and the interest rates offered by banks start to look ridiculously high, but still unable to preserve purchasing power, consider it a red flag. Pay attention to political moves. When governments begin printing money en masse to fix an economic crisis, it creates a spiral of mistrust in the currency. At that point, those who move first are the best protected. In short, don't wait to read the word hyperinflation in newspaper headlines. Track price trends, reports on liquidity in circulation, and monetary policies. Then launch your plan at the first sign of real trouble. Before moving on to the next step, I have a bonus step for you, which is the most important on this list, because you can start using it right now. In the description of this video, you'll find access to a completely free school community with a free course that I made and a free one-on-one call from me and my team of experts to help you make money online. It literally takes 1 minute, and it will save you from this coming hyperinflation. It will take you a minute to sign up, so do it now. Step 2. Convert your money into real assets before it deflates. Once inflation heads down the path of madness, holding large sums in cash or a bank account becomes as dangerous as staying in a burning room. While the currency loses purchasing power, real assets tend to maintain or even increase their nominal value. Among the most popular safe havens are gold and precious metals. Gold has been considered a formidable guardian of wealth since the dawn of civilization. In times of crisis, investors often flock to gold and silver, driving prices up. True, they don't generate cash flow, but they rarely lose all of their value. Real estate, farmland, or a rental property can retain intrinsic value, even when money is plummeting. Of course, you must choose carefully and factor in costs, taxes, and changing regulations. But in many cases, land or a home can be safer refuges than cash. Essential commodities, oil, grain, copper, and so on. In hyperinflationary conditions, items deemed truly necessary tend to maintain purchasing power. The principle is simple. If you know the iceberg's about to rip into the hull, don't wait for the ship to start taking on water to secure your resources. That doesn't mean selling off everything in a single day, but rather gradually shifting your savings toward more solid assets that are less exposed to monetary erosion. Step 3. Diversify your income and create cash flow. Relying on one fixed salary can become alarmingly inadequate in a context where prices might skyrocket overnight. Anyone who relies solely on one income source risks facing dramatic difficulties from one day to the next. How can you avoid this trap? Online or freelance ventures. Providing digital services, consulting, or informational products offers a certain geographical and pricing freedom. If your local market crashes, you can look for clients elsewhere. Small businesses involving essential goods, food, agricultural products, and basic necessities seldom stop being in demand. Moreover, if you run a business generating daily or weekly revenue, you can reinvest funds quickly before the currency loses more value. Networking. In turbulent times, forging relationships with international individuals and companies can allow you to earn in stronger currencies or target markets less hit by hyperinflation. Diversifying income is like building a separate lifeboat in case the main plan goes under with your country's currency. The goal is to have a safety valve, an extra income channel that can serve as a buffer. Step 4. Handle debt wisely. Eliminate it or use it strategically. Managing debt becomes a complex game of chess in a hyperinflation environment. Some people are terrified at the thought of borrowing. Others throw themselves into it, hoping to repay with money that has lost purchasing power. In reality, the strategy depends on the type of debt. Variable rate debt. Extremely risky, because if the central bank raises rates to curb inflation, your mortgage or loan payments could become unaffordable very quickly. Paying them off as soon as possible is generally the most sensible choice. Fixed rate debt. If you already have a mortgage or a loan at a locked-in, very low rate, you could paradoxically benefit from inflation because you'll be paying back cheaper money. However, it's a delicate game. You must always carefully calculate your real repayment capacity. New loans. Best avoided unless they're used to purchase goods or tools that will yield a return greater than inflation. For example, if a company borrows funds to buy machinery and double production of an essential item, it might come out on top as long as demand remains high. Either way, before taking on debt in turbulent times, you need a clear, realistic view of economic prospects. Don't be seduced by seemingly low rates. Under hyperinflation, market volatility can turn a deal into a trap in just a few weeks. Step 5. Accumulate foreign and alternative currencies, but strategically. Another crucial move when your currency risks turning into worthless paper is to seek refuge in more stable currencies or alternative forms of money. In several hyperinflation-hit countries, Zimbabwe, Venezuela, etc., many people defended themselves by converting their money into US dollars, euros, or even cryptocurrencies. Dollar, Swiss franc, euro. They're not immune to inflation, but historically they've held up better than other currencies prone to extreme devaluation. Cryptocurrencies. While volatile, they've occasionally served as an escape route in situations where governments try to control capital movement or freeze bank accounts. You must, however, be aware of the risks and understand how to store them securely. Offshore accounts. If your country's laws allow it, holding an account abroad in a less risky currency can preserve your savings. Some governments, however, may enforce forced conversions, so proceed cautiously, and if possible, do it before the situation escalates. The basic idea is to protect your capital from potential restrictions and the collapse of the local currency. Remember, though, that rushing abroad can involve bureaucratic or political risks. Act before it's too late, avoiding last-minute improvisations when everyone else is doing the same. Step 6. Invest in yourself. Skills don't depreciate. When everything else becomes uncertain, one factor tends to retain its value: your ability to generate income through your skills. In a struggling country, those with technical, digital, or professional abilities in demand can offer their services even to overseas clients or companies, potentially receiving stronger currencies or stable assets in return. Continuous learning. Acquire skills that don't become obsolete quickly, such as digital marketing, programming, foreign languages, or advanced artisanal crafts. Even in the darkest times, there's always a demand for people who excel at what they do. Adaptability. In a hyperinflation scenario, consumption and production patterns can change rapidly. If you're locked into a single sector, you may be swept away. Embrace a flexible attitude and stay ready to pivot if old business methods stop working. Networking. Surround yourself with people who have diverse backgrounds and expertise. You might uncover unexpected opportunities, new market niches, or projects that can grow even when times are tough. Remember, your savings could evaporate. Real estate could be hit by absurd taxes or restrictions. But if you hold a set of marketable skills at a global level, you'll always find a way to defend yourself against the tides of hyperinflation. In conclusion, we're all on the same ship, with an iceberg looming on the horizon, even if some prefer to ignore it. Hyperinflation isn't just something out of a doomsday movie. History is full of episodes where, overnight, money practically lost its meaning. Like in any crisis, some people stay ready and turn chaos into a launching pad, while others get overwhelmed because they waited too long and trusted false assurances. The key is not to fall into passive denial. Do these 6 things now, isn't an empty slogan. It's a call for concrete action. Move before the situation deteriorates. Monitor the signals. Protect your savings with more solid assets. Diversify income sources. Handle debt strategically. Shift part of your capital into less risky currencies or instruments. And above all, keep investing in yourself. And the biggest investment you can make in yourself right now is to click the link in the description of this video. As I said before, there you will find access to a completely free school community with a free course that I made and a free one-on-one call from me and my team of experts to help you earn more and finally change your life for the better. By joining that community for free, you will no longer have to worry about this coming hyperinflation. If the boat starts taking on water, you'll be the one who has life preservers ready. Amid the chaos, those who didn't take their currency's stability for granted, those who built a backup plan, those who have joined our free school community by the link in the description, will emerge victorious, not letting fear paralyze them. If you're watching this far, you already have an advantage. Awareness is the spark that ignites action. Don't let it stay just an idea. Put these 6 moves into practice now. Because as the Titanic taught us, the difference between those who survive and those who sink often lies in how quickly they respond to the looming threat. If you liked the video, like and subscribe to the channel for other similar videos. And don't forget to click the link in the description, and I'll see you soon.